In the dimly lit basement of a crumbling century-old mansion, the air was heavy with foreboding. Dust and cobwebs clung to the ancient walls, and the soft creaking of the house was almost deafening in the stillness. At the heart of this eerie setting sat an old, vintage arcade cabinet, its screen flickering with an unsettling aura. It was known as Abyss of Desolation, a cursed video game that would unravel the lives of all who dared to play it. The legend of the cursed game had existed for decades, passed down through whispers of dark alleys and long-forgotten internet forums. It was said that whoever played this cursed game would face their deepest fears, regrets, and nightmares. The game, believed to be designed by a reclusive game developer rumored to be consumed by madness, had a power that transcended the digital realm. Players experienced strange, otherworldly events and witnessed their own fears and regrets coming to life. Eleanor, a young woman burdened by the weight of her past, had heard the stories and legends surrounding the game. She had lost her twin sister, Isabel, to a tragic accident years ago. The pain of that loss had never truly faded, and her regrets had become a never-ending torment. Eleanor believed that perhaps, by confronting her past within the cursed game, she could find closure. With trepidation in her heart, Eleanor inserted a tarnished quarter into the arcade cabinet and pressed the start button. The screen flickered to life, displaying an eerie, pixelated depiction of a world in turmoil. As Eleanor's character materialized within the game, she found herself in a dark, sprawling mansion, an uncanny mirror of her current surroundings. Within this virtual world, Eleanor was forced to confront her fears and regrets, all manifested in disturbing, nightmarish forms. She encountered grotesque versions of her sister, accusing her of neglect, of being the cause of her untimely death. The mansion became a twisted labyrinth filled with horrors from Eleanor's past, each designed to torment her. As Eleanor navigated the cursed game, her connection to the real world began to blur. The boundaries between reality and the digital realm dissolved, and strange events transpired within the basement. Objects moved on their own, spectral whispers echoed in the shadows, and the mansion itself seemed to absorb the darkness within Eleanor's soul. Eleanor's descent into madness mirrored her character's struggle within the game. The doppelgangers of her past tormented her, taunting her with their accusations and revelations. They unearthed her darkest secrets, her most profound regrets, and her unresolved guilt over her sister's death. Back in the real world, Eleanor's actions within the game had unforeseen consequences. The eerie atmosphere of the basement seeped into the rest of the mansion, infecting it with a malevolent presence. Shadows danced on the walls, and the whispers in the darkness grew louder. As Eleanor continued her harrowing journey, she realized that there was no escape from the cursed game. Her existence had become inexorably entwined with its malevolence, and her own fears and regrets had become its instruments of torment. In a desperate bid to break free, she confronted the ultimate truth. The game fed on her suffering, growing stronger with each passing moment. With her sanity teetering on the brink, Eleanor made a final, desperate decision. She embraced her guilt, her regrets, and her pain, accepting them as part of her journey. In doing so, she released her sister's spirit from the torment that had bound her and shattered the power of the malevolent game. As the cursed game's power waned, the digital world disintegrated, and Eleanor found herself back in the dimly lit basement. The mansion had returned to its eerie stillness, and the oppressive atmosphere had lifted. Eleanor emerged from the cursed game, forever changed by her ordeal. She had confronted her fears, her regrets, and the darkest corners of her soul. While the pain of her past still lingered, she had found a measure of closure. The legend of the cursed game persisted, its existence known only to a select few who had heard the stories of those who had dared to play. It remained hidden, a malevolent enigma within the heart of the ancient mansion, a grim reminder of the darkness that could be unleashed when one delved into the abyss of their own regrets.